I was injured, y'all. I could not film. My face was like unrecognizable.
And when he hit her, she fell over like a wall or something, and then she hit her head on the floor.
It was bad. So I couldn't film. So I had to wait till my face healed up.
I know she got a lot of backlash going on right now. I don't have really anything bad to say about her. I just, hope and wish and pray, that she do get, just the acknowledgement of, Emmett Till. And then, I hope it helps her, in the long run.
Come on, Blaze.
It's a beat for me.
Wah, 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 for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Drop it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Do it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Come on, baby, we are.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl Voodoo Doll TV, back with a quick little juice or whatever the case may be. And we over here discussing Summer and what happened on Baddies Africa. Now, Summer kind of started off as a fan favorite and then quickly moved to a fan most hated. And it's been up ever since. And Summer has been getting under everybody's skin. And I get that because she's annoying. We all know that. It's no tea, no shade, right? But recently, it's been rumored that Summer had an altercation with a security guard who's a man who apparently slid her, meaning punched her square in the face, permanently scarring her face. And it was told that Summer also spit on the man, which provoked him to do the punching. Some people say spit on, spit by. I'm not sure. But either way, whatever altercation this was, Summer apparently ends up on the floor with her head split open. Like, this is crazy. Now, let me start by saying this. If the allegations are true that Summer even spit on or by that man, then Summer is wrong. And at the end of the day, that is the most disgusting thing you can do to a person. And I can't necessarily tell somebody how to respond to that. Even if I feel there's an advantage somewhere where there shouldn't be, like a man hitting a woman, I still feel like if she spat on him, then she's wrong. And I also think that he's wrong for the way that he responded, but nevertheless, not necessarily his response. Now, people are like happy about this. A lot of people are celebrating this. Most of these are black women who claim that, yeah, we want to protect black women against these black men who are, literally punching black women in the face. But I guess it depends on who we're talking about. But let's move forward. So my thing is this. If the security guard actually did slide Summer, or as the kids say, she got slid, meaning he just squared up, punched her in the face, then in my opinion, I think that was a bit too much. With his size and Summer's size, I'm pretty sure that there were other ways he could have restrained her or at least even retaliated. But again, I can't tell this man how to respond if he felt like he was spit on. Honestly, I got to be honest with that. But there's a bigger picture here. The bigger picture here is something very dark and sinister is happening behind the scenes at Zeus Network. And it keeps oozing out and oozing out. And most people don't see it because they're so caught up in the entertainment of it all. But the fact of the matter is this. You see, what they promote to us is the glitz, the glam, the red carpet, the parties, the litness of it all. And that's cool because it sells. It makes people want to come out and see and buy and rent and, stream and everything else. But the facts of the matter are, a lot of times behind the scenes of things like this, it is very, very chaotic and very, very unsafe. This is how you typically see shows that last for a long periods of time. And then you wake up 20 years later and you see them on Surviving, or you see them on a Lifetime movie about what was really happening behind the scenes. See, with this Zeus stuff, a lot of their cracks are starting to show. As a matter of fact, it's starting to seem like more and more now everything that's happening behind the scenes are somehow now magically finding its way to the internet. And we're all finding out about it. I mean, they wouldn't have been able to hide this Summer situation if they wanted to, but just the idea that you can have a security guard who would literally punch one of your workers or your employees in the face. Like, do you understand the amount of suing that could and should happen in this situation? Like, Zeus should be no more if I was Summer. I mean, Lemmy and the rest of the people who really own Zeus are required to basically provide safe work environments. I get it. They sign off on the fights. But that's one thing. It's a whole other thing to have to worry about if I'm going to have to fight the security guard while I'm at work. I'm just saying, outside of the spitting and the hitting, I'm just thinking as a person or as an employee, she's well within her rights to literally take down this entire company, because now she'll have a forever mark on her face that she'll never get rid of, no matter how bad she tries. But before I get ahead of myself and give you guys my commentary, let's get into what happened behind the scenes. So apparently, Summer was literally on the episode and then she disappeared. And then Zeus put this up. Later that night, outside the venue, Summer was involved in an altercation with a member of Zeus security. She was unavailable to participate for the next few episodes. So if you're a viewer and you're like me, you were asking the same question I was asking. What in the world could have happened to where Summer can't continue to film? And what could have happened between Summer and a security guard to where she couldn't film, right? So the show goes off without a hitch, and I'm starting to think about this more and more. And even when I did my review, I even brought it up in my review. I literally said, hey guys, drop down in the comments if anybody knows what happened to Summer. And just like that, it fell in my lap today. Basically, rumors are spreading that Summer allegedly had a tiff with a security guard. And allegedly, Summer spat on the man or spat near the man or by the man. Either way, his reaction was to just basically slide Summer or cold clock her in the face. Now, Summer had been missing, and then recently, after Ivory went live to tell us what really happened, Summer decides to come on live and tell us what happened, and we're gonna get to that. But before we get to that, I want to address the Emmett Till comments. So apparently, Summer, during a fight on Baddies, had made a comment about one of the other baddies' face, saying, aha, now your face is gonna look like Emmett Till. Don't quote me, something to that effect. And once she said that, she received a lot of backlash on social media. People were even calling for her to be basically fired from the show Baddies, but that didn't happen. Well, a lot of people are saying since she made that comment that basically this is why she's where she is now, where she now has a permanent scar on her face. And to honestly tell you how I feel about that is, I agree. People don't realize how often they speak things upon themselves. And Summer did this in very, very, very poor taste. Of all the things to reference, she decided to reference Emmett Till, and it didn't land well with the audience. And rightfully so. What Summer said was in very poor taste, and she didn't even realize that she was casting a spell when she spoke those words, talking about somebody else after a fight. I get it. It's a fight. Everybody's arguing, fussing, cussing. I get all of that. But you'll be surprised at things you speak on yourself if you really just sat down and paid attention. And I believe Summer absolutely did speak this on herself, although I still don't think she deserved to be cold clocked in the face by a man. But neither here nor there. So Ivory came live. I don't know how this came about, but I saw it. And Ivory went live, and Ivory was asked what happened to Summer. And Ivory basically came out and said what happened. Now, according to Ivory is saying that they had some prior situation talking about Summer and the security guard. And she went on to say that they were going back and forth. He was antagonizing Summer. She said that Summer either spit on or at him, and all she know is he punched her and Summer head split open. That's what she said. Now, we're going to get right into Ivory's account of what happened. I need y'all to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and we're going to come right back for some more commentary.
They was arguing, and then like security was like, she was like, I'll spit on you or something like that, whatever, allegedly. And then he was like, do it, I wish you would, I wish you would this, I wish you would that. But he was like antagonizing her or whatever, and then I guess it led to one thing from another, and then she spit by him or on him or something, and then he slit her. And when he hit her, she fell over like a wall or something, and then she hit her head on the floor. So like, she's out of commission for the rest of the season, damn near.
Oh, see, let me tell you.
But it's like, it was bad. Like, she had to go to the hospital. Her head was.
She must be talking about Summer.
It was like, why y'all so good? Y'all.
Ivory.
They even talking about good. Y'all even what? And I pray it don't happen to nobody else. But what she did also was not okay. It was bad on both ends. And it really looked terrible.
So there it is. You heard Ivory, and her account makes sense. And honestly, it sounds horrific. According to her, when the guy hit her, she hit her head on the floor. Like, people could literally lose their life and have lost their lives like this. I get it. We hate summer, but I mean, seriously, are we not going to talk about the conditions behind the scenes? But either way, if that type of stuff is happening on this show and it leaked to the internet, I wonder what we haven't seen yet. That's a whole other question. And when Ivory was explaining the damage that was done to Summer's face and she was talking about how horrific it was, I believed her. But then I had went on TikTok and saw that Summer was just at the dentist about a week ago. And I said, oh, this would make sense, and it lines up with the alleged altercation. And I'm wondering, did Summer get any teeth knocked out of her mouth? Take a look at this. So this video surfaced of Summer at a dentist, and I don't know why she's there, but the dates really line up with the timing of this incident, and I'm wondering if she's in there to get any type of repair work or something. Y'all, take a look at this video.
Get Summer to close her damn mouth. But guess what? I did it today. She is quiet. It may only last 2 seconds, but she is quiet. She fucked my leg up in the process, but she is quiet. Alright.
So y'all saw that, and I know they were on the video laughing and things of that nature, but I'm just wondering minds, if allegedly she may have possibly had teeth knocked out of her mouth. Because I mean, this is a man who punched her in the mouth, right? Let's move on. Now, after Ivory went live, Summer decided that it was best that she come out and tell her story about what happened to her as best she could. And as best she could, especially for the show purposes, because I'm pretty sure she can't spoil anything as it relates to the show. And Summer basically came out and explained how bad it was. She said it was horrible, that the people would not have been wanting to see her face. And I believe her, because the scar is bad as we see it now, even with the makeup. So I believe that. But either way, Summer addresses the elephant in the room, which is the whole scar on top of her lip, and then she also clears up a few lies according to her. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna leave you guys with Summer's live, a few clips at least from Summer's live, and then some TikTokers and how they feel about the whole situation. But I want to know how you feel about the situation. Drop down in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and follow me on all platforms, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. Bye.
You know why? Because if you keep watching, you'll find out. It's just that simple. And you know what else I hate? First of all, this is my situation. How the get on here trying to say what happened to me? If it ain't come from the horse's mouth, please. Like, love summer. I gotta stop that. That shit ain't got shit to do with nobody but Summer. I was injured, y'all. I could not film. My face was like unrecognizable. It was bad. So I couldn't film. So I had to wait till my face healed up. It wasn't my choice to like leave. I was like injured. So I couldn't be. Y'all was gonna be crying. If y'all saw my face, y'all was gonna be crying. It was not no baby's time out. That was just something needed. My face up. And I wasn't about to get on camera with my face like that. So. But I still got on camera with my face still up. So I had to finish the one thing about me, bitch, I'm gonna finish what I started. I just had to take some time off. When I felt the need to come back, when I was strengthened again, I came back. And plus I miss my bitches. I had missed Dolly and Lex so much. And the whole house was against me, Dolly and Lex. So I couldn't leave my bitches for dead. Bitch. For all y'all bitches who think my bitches can't survive without me, or the trio ain't really the trio, whatever y'all be saying, just watch the show, cause my bitches are those bitches for real. Lex cried. She couldn't look at me without crying. Y'all be thinking y'all know so much. Y'all don't. Y'all need to watch the show so y'all can find out what happened. Before y'all assume these allegations. But the good thing is I'm better now. I'm still pretty. My face is actually still healing. Cause y'all keep asking what happened. right here is still healing. I left Africa early due to the incident, because that was like the first week in Cape Town. So I didn't really get to know the new girls or see what was going on while I was gone. So I'm going to be tuning in with y'all on time to see what this bitch is really on. Because I believe bitches did exactly what I expected them to do. Nothing.
Summer addressed everybody keep asking her what happened, and all she had to say was that she's still healing. But all I'm gonna say is that girl lip is fucked up. Ivory don't like Summer, but she did come out and say that security guard was antagonizing Summer before she spit on him.
Everyone's wondering where was Summer at the end of filming Baddies, like why wasn't she on the show? And she literally went live and told us she wasn't at the end of filming because her face was unrecognizable. She had to go to the hospital and her face was unrecognizable. And I'm thinking Ivory did that because in the episode before, Ivory finally tagged her up a little bit, and when she got up, it was given like Barney, big Barney. I'm gonna find clips of what her face was looking like and a clip of like how it went down, so go to my Instagram story to see that. But apparently after that, Ivory already messed her up, had her lumps, messed her up. Apparently she got into it with the security guard after that and was like telling him that she would spit on him, and he was like, do it, I dare you, like do not spit on me. And this all coming from Ivory. Ivory went live and told us this. She said that Summer like either spit on him or like towards him or near him. Ivory doesn't know if it got on him, but she spit at him. And Ivory said that security guard hit Summer so hard that she fell to the floor and bust her head open. So she got whooped by Ivory, bad, crazy, and then got her head buzzed open by security because she wanted to spit on him. At this point, Summer has shown who she is. She peed on the bus. This is not the first time she spit. Like, it's just giving nasty. I really did not used to like Summer, but now I really dislike Dolly. So that kind of helps Summer in my mind, but it's just like, Dolly is just like, if y'all see my video about Dolly, I told y'all, I think she is an idiot. Like, she just talks so unintelligently. Like, there's a difference between having an accent and talking stupid. But there's my little baddie tea. Follow for more and follow my Instagram. We're almost at 20K.
The tables have turned. Summer's face is unrecognizable because the security guard rearranged it. Clock that tea. She said all that about Emmett Till, and it caught up to her.
I low-key feel bad for Summer, but then again, it's like, you can't feel bad for Summer knowing shit how she is. Like, whatchamacallit came out here and told us what happened to Summer, and basically Summer had gotten into it with one of the security guards. Ivory told us she had Summer got into it with one of the security guards. My phone finna die, but they was going back and forth, going at it, and I guess the security guard, I don't know, she tried to spit on him, or she was about to spit on him. I think she said she did spit on him, and the security guard, he hit on her, I guess. And it was to the point where she said she was unrecognizable. Like, you couldn't even recognize who the fuck she was because it was so bad. Like, the shit is bad on both ends. Like, he fucked up for putting his hands on that girl because of a spit. He could have been grown enough or man enough to be like, y'all need to get her on some shit and handled it in a different way. She fucked up because keep your fucking spit in your mouth. And then, just like when she was pissing and shit on the bus, like, I don't know, it's just certain stuff like Summer, we expecting something like this out of Summer, but I hope this don't happen to none of the other baddies, because that was like, you telling me they didn't get none of this shit on camera? You telling me the cameras wasn't rolling at all? That's how you know they don't be lying when they say they be hiding footage and they be deleting footage and stuff, because look, and y'all didn't talk about it not once. I'm waiting for somebody to talk about the shit. Y'all not gonna talk about it? What the fuck?
Okay, y'all, so I found out what happened with Summer. I had to get to see. Supposedly, Summer got into it with one of the bodyguards on Baddies Africa. And she was arguing with the security guard, and she told the security guard she was going to spit on him. The security guard was like, oh, you're not going to do it, going back and forth with her because Summer was being disrespectful. She spit on him. He hit her. When he hit her, she fell, I guess, like over something or whatever. And she ended up like falling and like busting her face like wide open. Somewhere on her face, busting her face wide open or whatever. And she was bleeding everywhere and stuff like that. And she had to go to the hospital, and supposedly she's not going to be up there for the next couple episodes, which I'm actually glad, because I don't like Summer. If we're being honest, I don't like Summer at all. Me personally, do I feel like she'll be great for television? Yes, but because of her character and how she acts, she does not deserve to be on TV. So yeah, that's what happened.
Did y'all hear the reason why Summer wasn't able to return to Baddies Africa? I ain't never been one to promote men hitting on women, but that bitch deserved it. No shade. So they said when they was leaving the club, Summer threatened to spit on one of their male security guards, and he basically was like, bitch, I bet you want to spit on me. And she spit on him. And coming from Ivory words, he slid her ass. And I don't feel a lick of bad. She gonna get all live talking about some, if y'all would have seen my face, y'all would have started crying. Who? I don't think I would have shedded no tears. That's just what happened when bitches think they bigger than the program. Because no way you expected to spit on a black grown man and expected him not to do nothing. He already a security guard, bitch. I'm pretty sure he already don't like your ass. And bitches got humble very quickly. But only thing I got to say is, baby, now that bitch is off my screen, keep her off. I don't want to see her back. Simple. And it's so ironic to me that she just made the comment about Emmett Till. And then, boom, 2 episodes later, bitch, your face is unrecognizable. Baby, the ancestors don't play. Watch your motherfucking mouth, bitch.
So Summer spit on security and got her teeth knocked out. Glory be. Glory be. Does God is good win? Exactly. It's just crazy. That dirty rat mouth that you be using to do all of this, now it's injured and you can't do none of this. Bitch, I don't feel bad at all. I don't care if it was a girl man that hit you in your shit. That's exactly what you deserve. Sometimes you've got to learn when to shut them dick suckers. I'm so happy somebody finally did it. I don't care if it was a grown-ass man. Somebody had to do it. That bitch just don't stop. She don't know when to stop. Bitch, you are not bigger than the program. I'm surprised you even are a part of the program. If we're being quite frank, the bitch need to be happy that it was security and not a random-ass person off the street. That's what she needs to be happy about. Like, I really don't give a fuck. I'm so happy we're not finna have to hear her mouth for the next couple seasons. Now, if only we could find a way to shut Ming the fuck up. It's not lost upon me that the same motherfucking thing you use to talk so much goddamn shit is the same thing that is now injured and you can't use. And I love that. That's what we call karma. If you done said too many things that nobody could really get to you about, that security guard, he just did what everybody else has been waiting on. I hope they give him a good check. Everybody talking about sue. That bitch spit. You can go to jail for that. That's assault. Spitting on somebody's assault. Assault is a felony. What are you talking about? Sue? She's not suing anybody.
Good morning, y'all. Before I get into this topic, I want to make this very clear. I am never for violence against women. Ever. I don't think it's okay. Men showing violence against women specifically. Let me clear that up specifically. However, upon watching Baddies Africa the other night, Summer No Other is now out of commission because something has transpired between her and a Zeus member. And, now she can't film. She's not going to be a part of a couple of the shows, maybe the rest of the season, right? Okay, cool. But they didn't give any context. Now, I done went to social media to find out what happened. Ivory has gone on live to say that Summer has been knocked out by one of the security guards. So now I got to figure out why. She goes on to say that they were getting into it in the club, and Summer threatens to spit on the security guard, and he tells her very clearly, "You spit on me, I'm gonna slide you." In this community, that's repercussion. You don't spit on nobody. So apparently, Summer goes on to spit in this man's face, which I don't put it past her because she done tried to spit on a couple people throughout her season and a half on Baddies. So I don't put it past her. And apparently, upon her spitting on the security guard, He slid her so bad. She either went over a table or over a banister, something of that nature, and fell and hit her face, and her face got all messed up. Now, that brings me to my point. Like I said, I'm never for men showing violence against women. However, I don't care how you identify. If you spit in my face, especially if you do one of them spits, the only thing you're going to identify as after that point is whooped. Because I'm going to lay you down in the grass. And Summer just looked like her breath stink. So I can only imagine. No, that's never okay. You cannot spit on someone and think it's okay. You can't spit on anyone, even a man or woman, non-binary, whoever. You cannot spit on somebody and expect them to be like, oh. No, especially in our community. That's like the number one rule. Do not spit on someone. No. So with that being said, I don't know if I feel I don't know if I feel sorry that Summer got slid. Because she be asking for it sometimes. What y'all think?
So they said Summer got knocked out by a security guard. Her teeth was missing and her face was split. So she would not be on like the upcoming episodes, the rest of the episodes for Baddies Africa. And then she was like how her face was so bad that we would have cried. Well, I don't know who we is. I wouldn't have cried. But check on security guard. Make sure security guard is alright. Because they said security guard knocked out. So make sure the security guard is good. But okay. Talk to y'all later.
Whoop her ass. Whip it. Beat her. Hey, Boogie Pop. So allegedly, Summer's Eve just got her ass whooped by Zeus security after she couldn't control her bodily fluids and she spit on this damn man. Beat her ass. Beat her ass. Beat her ass. Spitting is the most nastiest thing that you can ever do. That's worse than slapping me in my face. You spit on me? Upper room. Let me start by saying I do not condone domestic violence at all. A man should never put his hands on a woman. But Summer, that heifer make you choke her. And I hope you beat her ass for Emmett Till. So allegedly when he hit her, she flipped over the wall and her head hit the floor. He knocked the goddamn Mario coins out your ass if you flipped and hit the floor. Oh. So now they saying like she may not be available for the rest of the season, which I'm fine with. We really don't give a damn. No shade.
Mr. Carroll, how you give the voodoo doll time to talk? I don't get no fucking time to talk.
Who the voodoo doll is?
The nigga you just had up here.